quite there yet, but we're getting there.
So this is Ed on Global TV Talk Show in San Diego, and we're live with James Moss in New York City. Welcome again.
Hey, thanks, Ed. Great to be back. How are you?
Yeah, just great. So tell us about the latest news about Curzon and what's happening. There's good business out there, huh?
Yeah, Curzon is really going very well, which is great. So what are we doing with Curzon? Well, we're really doing two things, I guess. In New York, we're doing a lot of relocation support. In other words, just finding properties for people. We're doing it for our relocation side, my relocation side, Absolute Relo, which is going really well. Um, but we're also doing it to help out other relocation companies who need sort of very personal specialist support in New York. So DSPs, RMCs, and some private companies actually. So who don't actually who really just want the property side. So that's what's happening in New York. We're also running a VIP service in New York, which is sort of, the chauffeur-driven cars and all that stuff. Really aimed at that very white glove touch, high-end individual relocating, or buying, because we're also our private client business is very active at the moment, which is really people outside of New York, particularly international, Brits, Middle Eastern, Asian buyers who are looking to buy homes, properties, pied-à-terres in New York. So it's a really, really interesting space. Um, that's what's happening in New York. In London, our established property management business, which an acquisitions business, which has been going for over 20 years now, is in a growth mode. I think we've taken on 3 or 4 new blocks, which are big apartment blocks to manage over the last month or two. We're acting for American clients, high net worth clients, in advising them on disposal and acquisition. But interesting on disposal in London, there were some top agents. Things are sticking. They need to sort of sort it out. So we've been asked to come in, and we're very actively involved in that. Price tag for about 20 million US on that one.
Good for you.
So yeah, so it's interesting. It's really the private client markets, both in the relocation side and the sort of private client owners who are interested in prime cities like New York and London. So
Okay,
yeah, that's it.
as we come to a close of this quick, brief peek into your world today, to be
Oh,
continued at another time. What's the one thing you want my audience to know?
sorry, on what exactly? I didn't quite get the gist.
Well, it's up to you. What do you want the audience
Oh,
to
what?
know beyond what you have just said about the burgeoning business in London and this unique white glove approach in New York?
I think the bottom line is that if you're really looking to acquire, I mean, we do sell, but we're really acquisition experts and investment experts, or investment could be an owner occupier as well. If you're looking for that specialist input and that real know-how, reach out to me, reach out to Curzon, my colleagues in London. We're super knowledgeable and we're super qualified, which is really a big deal. So in the US, we're licensed brokers and a broker record in New York, Connecticut. In the UK, we're also RICS, Chartered Surveyors, FCA compliant, which is a big deal over there. Over here, no one's heard of the RICS. It doesn't really matter too much. But if you're an international person working with, private bankers or wealth management advisors, people like that, then yeah, you need that sort of bona fide certified professionalism.
James Moss, what is the best way for people to look at what you're talking about? Website?
Yeah, I guess so. Certainly for Kurz on the website's pretty good, but it's best just to reach out. Actually, it's best just give me a call, or send me an email or something like that. That's really the easiest thing. But on Absolute Relo, some really good stuff going on the tech side. I mean, really exciting stuff actually. Firstly, we've revamped our online presence. So you can actually now go to the website, and there's a client's portal on the website. Um, you can actually find services and purchase services directly from the website. We give access, so you need to come to me or my colleagues first, and then we'll talk you through it and so on. But the lovely thing is that in addition to the app, we now have a full online service delivery, which is great. The other thing to bear in mind is that with companies, we also do company accounts. So I would stress that our markets are not just corporate, which is a really big thing. It's one of the things that really differentiates what we do because we provide relocations to anyone moving anywhere on any budget. It doesn't have to be corporate. So, we work in the educational markets, we work in other markets which are more project based. But for lump sum, corporate lump sum, we're like a manna from heaven for those guys.
That's
Um,
great. James Moss can be reached at 917-755-4788.
yeah, that will come straight to me, or we have a service, but it'll come straight to me, and we'll deal with that.
That's
I like
great.
to keep it personal.
Take
Um,
care, and we'll be back to you on another episode of Global TV Talk Show. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Ed. Cheers.